Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 of LGD China versus First Departure. It's our final match of the first day of the International 3 East qualifiers. There's a trip to Seattle on the lines for 2 teams. We'll know who those teams are in 10 days' time. But for the time being, it's all about LGD versus First Departure. This one a best of 3, LGD leading that set 1-0, and rather convincingly at that. I'm LD, he's at UI. How you doing?
I'm good. LGD's looking really well. I'm actually very excited to watch them play because I'm actually learning a lot just from watching their movement. The Chinese teams, like the top ones, they just move so like neatly. Like it's so precise. They go somewhere, they get something, and then they go somewhere else, and the creeps are just like waiting for them to farm. I love that.
I'm actually not learning anything.
Oh.
I already knew all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. Sometimes, you know.
I mean, I could teach them a thing or two if they would just let me play a game.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put me in coach. Shall it, you're my idol. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see how they, go shopping, because clearly with this level of efficiency in-game, they could get a lot of my errands done in short order, so I may look to hire them out. But with that being said, on a serious note, are they going to get Wisp? Maybe that's their shot. I feel like you just ban it again if you're LGD.
I think they ban it. I think maybe even LGD's confident against the Leicester. I have this feeling that like some of the Chinese teams or some of the teams in general, they have a pocket strat against Lifestealer that we haven't really seen yet. Maybe we have seen it. Maybe it's just like a Clockwork Bane or something to shut him down. But I still feel like if you have something specifically prepared for him, he might be dealable. But Race Karnak's pretty hard.
I feel like if they had gone for the Bane in the first 2 picks, which you see some of the Russian teams will do, where they'll go like Mag Bane or Clockwork Bane, you see Liquid will sometimes do that as well. I think you can deal with him, or at least you have a much greater potential to do so, but they definitely were not prepared for that Lifestealer. He wasn't the only issue, but he was a big part of it.
It's just they couldn't rotate on top at all.
Right.
Like that top lane was invulnerable.
Well, let's see if their top lane's invulnerable this game. We're ready to get into game 2, LGD China versus First Departure. Take it away, Kawa. Already on it. Look at this guy. It's 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning. He's going strong. It's game 2. First Departure, they're going to ban out a Lifestealer. And, well, they don't want to deal with it. LGD says, no Wisp for you, man. You're going to have to do this the hard way. And what's it going to be? That's
I'm
the
so
question.
surprised First Departure just banned out the Lifestealer just like that when their first pick. I thought Chinese teams really like Lifestealer, and they just always try to pick them up. But
It's not something I've seen First Departure play a whole lot of. I mean, I'm sure Miracle has played some Lifestealer, and I know I've seen him played a lot in pubs, but it doesn't really seem to suit their normal style. We saw that CK Wisp as kind of a pocket strategy from them, but their standard style, and what I've seen, just my personal casting of them, I'd say probably 10 out of 12 games is 4 Protect 1, and a very standard 4 Protect 1 with either a Naga, an Anti-Mage, or something like a Lone Druid as the hard carry.
So there's the Mag again if they want to grab that. I think they really favor that hero.
It didn't work for them last game, but that was an off-lane Mag against the Queen of Pain. You put it mid,
yeah, you need to put him in a better position than that. Yeah.
Give the Mag some love. He's an ugly beast anyway.
He needs some early mid-game farm at the very least, and levels are just good on him. RP scales well, the cooldown goes down, it lasts longer, and empowers obviously. Oh, and Nyx.
Now to be fair, levels are generally good on most heroes, or so I've been told by Ice Frog.
Yeah, I mean,
better than not having
some
levels.
heroes like Venomancer, you hit 7, you.
Yeah, and then if you get levels, like you lose the game. You just have to stay at 7.
You see, when you get levels, you take longer to respawn.
Yeah.
So
that's why when I'm feeding constantly, I'm like
if we were to play a pub, you would just stay level 7 on purpose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing my job.
You're creating space.
I'm creating space. I'm creating a buffet for the enemy team, if that's what I'm doing. Nyx Assassin the choice for First Departure. So, a first pick Nyx. I almost want to say we didn't see him picked or banned in that last game. I'm not 100% sure on that, but he seems to be largely getting ignored. Occasionally comes out. For the most part, hasn't been a priority pick, and LGD are the ones who are going to go. They're going to bring in the closer here. This is where you take your 9th inning pitcher and you say, okay, go win us the game. They're going to bring him in now. The Anti-Mage comes out for Sylar. They'll go for the Shadow Demon as well, and they're going to show First Departure how to execute an Anti-Mage correctly, or at least that's what LGD is thinking.
And I think, see, Nyx either has to go in the tri lane or mid, sort of. Those are really his 2 roles. He's not, I mean, you can put him in sack lane. I don't really like him in that. Actually, but if you pick the Anti-Mage against the Nyx, it's sort of forcing him to go mid if they want aggressive versus the Anti-Mage, because you can't really Nyx aggressive versus the Anti-Mage. You're just not going to do anything.
So what do you think they're going to do here with the Gyrocopter now being picked up? I mean, I like these picks better because they can actually fight and put pressure on LGD. And I feel like that's the only way they're going to have a shot. Because I don't see LGD making the level of mistakes we saw to Rattlesnakes.
I like the gyrocopter pick. I just hope that they don't put it... Was it Dreams who put the gyro in the aggressive with the silencer and the Rubik?
I didn't see that game,
Oh,
so it must have been.
I think so. So
I should have been watching it. Like, I was trying to sort out some tech issues.
I mean, if you do that again, like, you can't gimp the gyro. It's just not going to work. And they picked up a Meg. I really hope that's not an off-lane Meg.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it could be a solo mid-mag for Poisson. That's how they normally play it.
It really looks like it's just going to be defensive trialing versus defensive trialing right now, with a Meg mid versus whatever LGD probably picks up now, actually.
And, I mean, what is LGD going to go for here? Shadow Demon's picked up, Anti-Mage picked up. They don't have a solo yet. And I imagine maybe something like the Queen of Pain right now.
Yeah, Queen of Pain's very good. I really like
Or you mentioned the Skywrath to deal with Magnus as well.
Yeah, Skywrath is good. I really just like Clockwork.
Oh, Clockwork.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Skywrath works too, though, for dealing with Meg very well, but I'm really not sure. They have so many options open. You can Storm, you can Queen of Pain, you can Puck, Skywrath, Clockwork. Like, all these heroes beat Magnus mid. So pretty much everything beats Magnus mid. It's just that he still farms, and he's so strong mid-game.
I want my Yao.
I love Visage.
Now we're excited.
Yeah, I really like Visage. I don't know so much against the Gyrocopter and the Nyx, because both those heroes have a sort of a kill the birds thing. But
kill the
birds thing.
A kill the birds thing?
Yeah,
that's the best you got?
Yeah. Like Vayne, Tinker, Gyro, Nyx, kill the birds.
We're just going to pretend that never happened. He's good at killing the birds.
Yeah,
there you go.
They kill the birds.
Excuse me, sir. Can I please have a kill the birds thing?
If you look at their setup right now for LGD, what they're going to do is they're going to pick a hero that can aggressive with the Visage and Shadow Demon and solo the Anti-Mage top, I think. And if First Departure rotates, the supports are going to rotate with them, give the Anti-Mage an advantage. I think they're going to pull the Anti-Mage. The thing with Chinese teams is that they really don't like pooling heroes. I think it hurts them sometimes. Like, there's one game where Salah was Luna against Queen Pain. I thought he should have got pulled there. And well, they'll definitely pull the Anti-Mage one set. I think they do that. I've seen them do that. But I hope they pull him like 2 sets. And he gets like a PMS 2 sets branch, and he just is able to lane versus whoever's there.
I've seen some teams do it. Like DK will sometimes give Burning 2 sets of regen, but generally you won't see what you see in the Western scene, where your solo mid gets pulled, your your safe lane farmer gets pulled, and then the supports are walking around with Observer wards and the branch.
Like IG, I think they're pretty much undisputedly like the best Chinese team right now.
Right.
Probably best team in the world right now. But
I don't think they're not as good as my team.
Yeah. Well, that's because it has you.
All right.
Like I don't think I've ever seen them pull anyone actually, and I've watched quite a few IG games actually. So
I think everyone's watched quite a few IG games.
Yeah, they're good.
First Departure will go ahead and ban out the Leshrac, the Lina, so getting rid of those follow-up stuns for the Shadow Demon.
So they're trying to, I think they're trying to eliminate the aggressive trialing option. Leshrac would have gone well with that. I don't know about the Lina and Sansa. Maybe they're just thinking that the defense...
Yeah, I'm not sure who would even farm in that
band's
lane.
only... Well, I would say Visage, because that hero's broken. He's so good.
Yeah.
But...
not bad.
The bans don't really make too much sense to me for like the Lina and Sansa. Leshrac is good. If they have a Leshrac farm in that's a very strong challenge. You have 3 very high range heroes with good disable, extremely high burst. Like Visage plus Shadow Demon Soul Catcher, they die 1 nuke. So there's that, but I don't really understand the Lina and Sansa too much.
They're intelligence heroes.
They're in heroes. But they have Nyx.
They just said let's ban 3 in heroes. That was their strategy.
Jug.
Interesting.
I don't know what they're doing anymore. I think it's a Meg offlane Jug mid, but I don't like that, so I hope they're not doing that.
Well, the Mag mid works so well, or offlane works so well last game. Might as well do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is
I don't know. This is the ideal setup for LGD. If they have a pooled anti-mage against that Meg.
Yeah, he can just solo. The supports can do whatever they want.
Anti-mage wins that. They trialing. They don't even need to get killed. They can break even in that trialing. If you're anti-mage, your 1 carry is destroying his short lane. You're trialing, as long as they don't die, they can like go run around in circles.
They can even just break even in the tri lane, or even lose, and they'll still have a great shot.
If they as long as they don't like feed. If they're like 0-5 in the tri lane,
you hear that, LGD? No feeding.
Yeah.
AUI 2000 says no. Yeah. Bad LGD. They're not. I don't think they're gonna.
And
feed
more
though.
importantly, your potential coach LD says no.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But in the meantime, LGD, they'll look for those second set of picks. So what are you thinking right now? They are lacking stuns. That's one thing they don't have anything, really. I mean, you'll mention the birds. I will say, eh. You'll mention the Monovoid. I will say, eh. There's
Kunkka.
your Kunkka. Shadow Demon Kunkka coming your way.
I really like that pickup, actually. Yeah, I really do. I was going to say that they needed someone to disable. I was looking at Weaver, and I realized that they have 0 lockdown. Kunkka provides that lockdown, and he's very good right now in teamfights. Like, I can sort of see a teamfight happening where Kunkka gets his bolt off. He doesn't even need to hit anyone. As long as he gets the effect off on his allied hero, Meg hits a 3-man RP, and 0 people die. Like, the bolt is actually ridiculous.
Well, I mean, it's also going to make this anti-mage really hard to kill with the
It
Coco
really
run.
is. And they pick out a Kato. That's a smart pick. Because they know that LGD want to aggressive tri-lane.
And they need this because they have a Nyx and a Juggernaut tri-lane, which is not
I think
that
it's a
strong.
Nyx and a Gyro, which is, I think, a bit better.
Yeah.
I think it's a Juggernaut mid.
Well, who's he going to lane against? LGD still don't have their obvious solo mid. In fact,
Juggernaut does pretty decently mid against anyone. He's sort of like Meg and DK. You spin the wave, you get a bottle, you spin the wave, stack a neutral, go for a rune, spin the wave.
10 seconds remaining.
I wonder what LGD is going to go for. They're still a bit light on disables, I feel.
Yeah, I would like to see someone with a disable.
There's a Puck.
I would
That's one of
maybe
your
like,
obvious choices.
I like sort of Panda here.
Ooh,
But
we haven't seen much Panda lately.
Yeah, I haven't seen him picked at all, actually. And
I mean, it's not very. These Chinese players should be showing a little more pride for their national animal.
and pandas are so cute.
Yeah, the courier is really cute.
It's so cute.
We actually spent like an hour talking about this at dinner.
Yeah. Like
dinner.
Pandas
That
are
was
just
good.
cute. Like, you know the Lone Druid.
I remember when I used to.
Yeah.
Remaining.
I saw the Lone Druid You remember when you used to eat pandas or something? What were you saying?
5 seconds
I was just
remaining.
still thinking and talking about dinner, and you're like
Oh.
talking about the draft and then pandas and.
And they pick up Beastmaster, which he
There's
does,
your Directorate Beastmaster.
I like that.
Prepare for a
Beastmaster,
clinic.
Beastmaster does quite well with Shug. I think that he should go boar this game, and you set the boar on him. When he spins on you, you can just run. The boar will slow him down through the spin. When he's not spinning, you beat on him because Beastmaster, high armor, high damage, good animation. Jug, low damage, good animation, decent armor. So
Well, with that being said, AUI, we are ready to get underway with Game 2 of the Best of 3. LGD Gaming leading your winner bracket finals for Group A of the International 3 East Qualifiers 1-0. If they win this game, they will move right along and won't have to play a game, I believe, until the 28th of May. So they will have a lot of time to rest and prepare for the next round. If they lose, they drop down, or whoever loses the series will drop down to the losers bracket, and they will have to play tomorrow. But with that being said, let's introduce our players. On the side of LGD Gaming, we have Yao. I keep on wanting to say international for some reason, but we have Yao. On the Kunkka, heading mid. DD on the Shadow Demon. Looks like they might dual lane mid.
they're just 5-manning top,
Okay.
I think.
Well, yeah.
Is that really an offlane Beastmaster this game? Maybe they think the Kato made it a bit too strong, but I don't know. I think they can take that. Like, Kato blast them. Sorry, continue with the introductions.
That's totally fine. Sylar on the Anti-Mage. We'll have DDC playing the Visage, and last but not least, Directorate himself on the Beastmaster. This is really his signature hero, but when I saw him really excelling with it back in G1 League and G League, it was as a solo mid Beastmaster. Let's see what he can do if he is going to be one of those side lane souls. Looks like he will be. And on the side of Armageddon First Departure, we've got Hana playing the Juggernaut. Polisson on the Magnus. We'll have Scripted on the Nyx Assassin. Miracle on the Gyro. And then last but not least, Lubby bringing up the rear as the Keeper of the Light. And they have a pretty good lane ward, I will say, to give them some vision for Cattle Blast. Of Cattle Blast. Illuminate.
I think this ward over here, it needs to go down a bit because I think the teams are instantly going to put a sentry here and just counter that. It's not far off enough that it won't get countered by the common ward. But what is LGD doing? They're confusing me. They're putting anti-mage.
I think they're confusing all of us right now. They're putting the Anti-Mage top, so they're going to get the 1v1 versus the Magnus. Now, Shao 8,
so it is a Gyro mid.
Is it a jungle Beastmaster? He's not rotating bottom. Looks like he's going to start in the jungle.
So it's a Shao Demon Kunkka mid with a dual lane top and a jungling Beastmaster. Jungling Beastmaster is actually pretty fast.
Yeah, we have the pioneer of that here at the house, Merlini. We'll get his thoughts on it later. But mid lane, Disruption and Torrent fly out. Miracle, the solo mid Gyro, not going to have the best time against this combo.
I like his item build though. It's a lot of stats, and you need that for Shadow and Kunkka.
I just gotta say, playing against Shadow Demon is miserable as Gyrocopter because your Rocket Barrage does nothing when Disruption's in play.
Yeah.
Well, top lane, Polisson. This is not good. This is another bad lane for Magnus.
He got Soul Assumption at level 1. Like Grave Chill there, that Mag has to use Skewer, and he gets very low.
And he looks for the Skewer into the tower. That could have been big, but doesn't land it.
I don't know. That Grave Chill, like Grave Chill level 1, so much better than Soul Assumption. Like Soul Assumption, maybe if you're trialing versus trialing, even then I would still get Grave Chill. I think the DPS output's more from the right clicks, plus you lower their damage. One problem with just abandoning a long lane like this is that if Caudle plays this right, he should be level 6 at like 7 minutes.
Well, for the time being, he is just abusing the jungle. As you mentioned, Hana completely left alone, getting a lot of levels, a lot of farm, no contest whatsoever. Scripted, however, is spending a lot of time roaming on that Nyx Assassin, which isn't really what you want. A very level-dependent support he is.
I mean, he's trying to just... Basically what he's doing, he's sitting behind the Gyro, so that if they go on him, he can stun.
Right.
It'll save him a lot of HP.
But it's really hurting his progression.
He missed a camp stack.
Yeah, he missed a camp stack, and this is also not really a great hero to clear the stack by himself.
Well, he has a Gyro. That's who he's stacking it for, because he thinks the Gyro's going to get gimped.
Oh no, now he gets caught as well, disrupted. Thorn's going to follow. This is not good for Scripted. He's low. I think he will live, but that's costly. Now he's going to have to blow a salve. Not the start you want. He's supposed to be the one doing the protecting, not the one who needs protection.
DD hit a creep while he was in disruption, and Kunkka's Tidebringer was coming up. If DD hadn't hit that creep, they would have killed. He could have ran up the ramp and killed him.
Well, he doesn't in the end. Top lane. Magnus actually doing all right. They're only devoting 2 heroes to keeping him down. Sylar hasn't really seen fit to zone him fully out, so... Well, I guess the question is, how much more can he get before the pain really comes?
Yeah. I think that really comes down to that Grave Chill. The Grave Chill is so important for keeping someone out of lane. And this Meg, he's probably having a happier time than against the Qual.
Yeah, and it's 2v1, and he's having a better time.
He's probably telling his team how happy he is because he's not getting Shadow Striked and right click.
I would love the 2v1 anytime, any place. And, well, last but not least, there's Xiao8, who has been off the map. He hits level 2. I guess he wanted access to his Hawk to limit the potential to die. He's now going to rotate towards the bottom lane. Yeah. And it looks like the lane's pushing, too, so he's going to get quite a bit. I
actually feel like Xiao8 maybe misplayed a tad there. I mean, jungling your level 2 is good, but... It's a Juggernaut Caudle. I feel like he could have got EXP there. It's actually sort of a smart decision by him too, not to rotate out, just because he had 0 chance of dying. He picked up his boots first. Now they can't kill him with that lane. Like, even if Caudle Blast hits him, there's no way he's letting it
lane, Torrent. Oh, never mind. Thought they were gonna go. They're just toying with me.
They're harassing a bunch, and he hit.
There's your Grave Chill. There's a Soul Assumption available. Oh, not enough damage just yet. But we're almost at that point where Sylar can just be left alone.
Oh, one thing I want to mention actually is that once that Hawk gets up, if Visage ever has a look at bottom, he's spinning on him. Don't think he's gonna kill. No, he's just doing some harasser. If Visage ever
lane again, disruption. There's your Torrent as well. Miracle is in a lot of trouble. Waits for the Soul Catcher. Yao just slaps him down with that big bad pirate sword.
The moment the Nyx leaves, they just go and they kill.
And it's sadly, it's not like Scripted's getting much.
And yeah, that's big because the Nyx has dedicated so much time in protecting the Gyro, and then as soon as he leaves, all that time, like what has he hasn't done anything. He hasn't even gotten a camp stack with that. He's just had to protect the Gyro, and he just died. So really unfortunate.
And he's very underleveled. Yeah, they're giving a lot to the Keeper of the Light, but at the end of the day, when these 2 heroes hit level 6 or 7, who's going to do more for you? Your Keeper of the Light or your Nyx Assassin with Vendetta? I just don't like the way this is developing.
The Caudle is underleveled too. He missed some of the posts.
And the other big concern, the other big team fight here, the Magnus, is only level 4, which is not bad, but he's not getting a really fast blink. So you have a delayed Vendetta unscripted on the Nyx. You have a very delayed well, not RP, but a blink on your mag. It's going to be hard to take big fights. And I guess the good news is LGD doesn't have many obvious initiators either.
If you look there, I think Jug was doing... When you spin creeps, you can actually hit the tower at the same time, which is... He just got a couple extra hits there, which was nice. I think he should drop Healing Word and try to take this.
Looks like he wants to take it without it. Xiao8 has retreated to the jungle. He has a TP scroll. He may look to go down to the bottom lane and defend it. The boar comes in, a futile effort if I don't say so myself, but it'll try to slow down this push for the time being.
That was a really smart boar. He pulled 3 creeps back. So now he's really safe farming those creeps there, and it kills like the enemy creeps faster too.
It looks like the tower will still fall.
Yeah.
So he gets a little bit more, but the tower's going down. Is Xiaowei going to try and contest this? No, he's not. In comes Hana. He's got Omni. That could be our first, or not our first blood, but our first kill for Armageddon, and they do snag one. So call it 1-1.
He had the board there. That was sort of unfortunate.
Yeah, maybe if he had moved it forward like a half second sooner.
It's so hard to do that though, because he just used it to pull. He probably, like, he did it. It served its purpose already.
Right.
And then I think going for that tower deny was ambitious.
He wasn't even fully committed to the deny. He was just kind of hanging out there and thinking about it, sort of walking in, but not fully doing it. Looking at the gold graph, it is now actually a lead for the Radiant, just because of that early tower. But they're losing 1,000 in terms of experience, and I normally wouldn't say that's that big of a deal, but first departure needs a lot of levels, and they're not getting that many.
This Visage, he's pulling well. This Visage is doing really, really, really good pulls. It's even harder to pull in Dire than it is for Radiant.
He's level 5 at 7 minutes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
While zoning a hero.
And
That's
Keeper of the Light is much better at farming the jungle.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Visage is actually also pretty good. If you stack camp, you can Grave Chill and auto attack it. But it's not a blast.
They wanted to go mid lane.
They want to go mid.
They won't.
They have a healing word to heal up though.
But Polisson isn't top lane, isn't doing anything to shut down Sylar, who is now up to 50 CS. You compare that to the safe lane Gyrocopter. He's sitting at, well, I mean, he was mid, he's not bottom, but he's sitting at 22 CS. Even our Juggernaut. Oh, there's your boat mid lane. They find the Juggernaut. Now they want scripted. A Skewer will attempt to keep him safe, won't succeed. This could be 3 heroes down the drain. He'll try to TP out. There's no X marks the spot. There's no torrent. Actually cancels the TP.
I like that cancel.
Thinks he can turn it around or at least get some experience, and he will.
That was a good cancel, but man, this is a good boat.
Yeah, and like they got 2, they get out.
We sort of talk about how the boat doesn't really need to hit anyone to be efficient, but when it hits 2 like that, early game, they just die.
Bottom lane, Xiaowei is still finding something, but I'm starting to wonder if it's... I don't know what Armageddon First Departure's game plan is right now. They're sitting back and farming, but they're getting heavily out-farmed by the anti-mage. Sylar's about to get a really fast Battle Fury at the rate he's headed, and First Departure with a Nyx nowhere near level 6, no Blink Daggers. Like, how are they going to stop him from free farming, from snowballing, and from split pushing wherever he likes? I'm a little worried right now. I want to be excited for them, but
it's not really the last game that they played. Like, they had LGD had the Tricore versus a solo anti-mage carry. This game, it's sort of like dual core-ish versus dual core. Like anti-mage Kunkka versus.
Speaking of Kunkka, here we go with the nope. Hana's able to play through away. Now on the scripted, there's your Grave Chill.
He's dead.
Nope, they are going to keep on going on Hana. Actually able to kill him off. Looks like they dropped the Demonic Purge for that. Top lane, they did back off. Thought about going in there as well. They already have the birds. Level 6 on our
Those
Visage.
birds with the hawk, like Kodo, he's just going to die. Like, just to the birds.
And that's not even factoring in Roar, which you don't need a Blink Dagger to use effectively. That's one of the nice things about Beastmaster. He doesn't really need a big item to have an impact in the fights, whereas I feel like Mag against a mobile lineup does, and especially with the birds constantly patrolling above him.
You look at Zhao 8's build, he just maxed. He got the Hawk early on, which I really like. The Kunkka also has a cool build. They're
going to go in with a Torrent and X mid, but meanwhile it's an Omni slash top. Hana's able to kill off Sylar, and now Sylar
two-hit Omni
delays his Battle Fury quite a bit. He's got the broadsword, nothing else. That's a big kill. That could really turn this game around for First Departure, where it feels like it was starting to slip away from them a bit with both Kunkka and Anti-Mage having a really fast start.
It's weird. He only has a broadsword, huh?
Yeah,
he went Tread soon. Oh, my bad. I didn't see his Tread for some reason. Yeah. Okay. That sounds about
You're not the only one who's not seeing things this game.
Hey, you thought he had mana boots. Just saying.
No, I thought he had Treads.
You thought he had Tread. I can't talk.
Yeah. All right.
You're seeing
it's
things
good. I've infected
talk.
you now. Bottom lane, Disruption and Soul Catcher to bring Miracle into a bad position. He's going to drop again. That's another death for this Gyrocopter.
That's such a big pick off, too.
0 and 2. Just cannot seem to catch a break.
Look at Shadow Demon's levels right now.
Already level 8 mid lane. There is a Torrent. Hana's going to run away from that one. Should be okay.
That's a support Shadow Demon that's basically top. Like, he's the same level as the carries of the other team. That's pretty scary, actually.
And it is a dual lane mid on the Dire side, where the Radiant was trying to creep pull, was trying to mess up the creep equilibrium.
It's
often you see these dual lanes mid will really fall behind. It's kind of why they fell out of favor on the Dire side.
It's sort of like a aggressive tri lane. If you don't get kills, you're sort of gimped.
Well,
but
I mean,
they got
these
kills.
guys have the opposite problem. They're getting too many kills.
Yeah.
Like they're getting spoiled now, and they may get impatient later on if they don't keep on coming.
Like a lot of people, I think I hear a lot that like the levels on the carries matter so much and stuff like that. But you get a farm support, they do just as much as, if not more, than the carry during the mid game.
Well, I mean, especially the levels. You get level 8 on your Shadow Demon already. He's going to do a lot of damage. He can maybe stay alive for an extra round of. Well, in this case, he's just maxed the Soul Catcher for the pure killing power. But you know, even being able to just find a kill easier with that can make a difference.
Uncontested tower top too.
Sylar's now got his Reign of Health, working towards a Battle Fury.
I actually feel like if the Shadow Demon's ahead, I think he should max Poison, just because you're level 8, the other support's like level 5 or 6. The Poison's just, you have kill potential. Whereas Soul Catcher, it lands on, you hit a level 2 Soul Catcher on them, they're dead. You hit level 4 Soul Catcher on them, they're dead.
Here come the birds. DD's gonna run right in. Where's that stomp? Look for the drop. It's not there. Now the Purge is stomp number 1, stomp number 2. Scripted. Throws out a really desperate Impale. Now he's on the run. Yao's giving chase. He's got an X marks the spot. There's your Torrent. Don't even have to time it. The boat comes as well, and he's just going to back off. Then he runs back in. Wanted to make sure he got the kill, and oh boy, did he ever.
It's such a nice Kunkka combo. If you just have X level 2, you just X them, you torrent them, you use bolt immediately at the max
there's
X
no
range.
timing or math
They die.
Anticipation
like,
required.
I really like it. The Kunkka pick is so nice because when you have an anti-mage, sometimes it's hard to fight those small skirmishes. But the Kunkka, his spells are always up for those small skirmishes. Bolt CD is ridiculously low right now. And they're getting pressure bot right now, which is actually pretty big. If they can, like, even just damage on the short lane tower, it's good this game.
Yao's got a double damage rune, and
of course.
Why do I even bother mentioning it anymore?
Just say he has a rune. You can assume it's a double damage.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he did have a haste.
I can just say Yao, and people will just know. It means he has a double damage rune, and he's coming to kill somebody, which is exactly what he's trying to do bottom lane right now. Courier's hanging out above Hana for the time being. He's got a smoke on it. It looks like they actually want to smoke up, and this could end very poorly. There's your Torrent. They've spotted him. It's narrowly going to miss. Hana's able to run away.
If that Torrent hit, there's a roar and then a bolt follow-up. That Jug. Oh, he crit the bird.
Oh, man. Those birds.
Things that kill birds. Okay.
So, auto attacks by any carry with any kind of damage at all.
Me slash that too. Okay.
YOLO. Well,
100 gold. Holla holla.
That's good money. You kill 2 birds. That's basically the tower gold you get if you don't last hit it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's totally worth it, obviously.
Sylar's getting relatively close to his battle free. He's something that I like what he's doing. He's not just farming for the battle free. He's also pressuring the lane. Because you pressure that lane, it takes pressure off somewhere else, and it gives your other teammates more space to farm. Like some other anti-mages, they might just farm the jungle for the rest of the battle free. I think that would be a mistake. I think what he's doing is correct.
Yeah, I mean, the common thing that you see is the importance of pushing once you have the Battle Fury to create space and pressure the enemy team. But what you're pointing out is you can do it before you even get it if you're far enough ahead. And Armageddon don't have the stuns to lock them down.
They're smoked up in their jungle. And Nyx just took 300 damage from the the Yao Kunkka. Just the Yao Kunkka.
Just saying. Well, maybe he'll be more timely with the Spike Carapace in the future. We'll see. Blink Dagger already picked up on Polisson. They did push the towers early, and I guess he's just found the room to farm as a result.
That's a fast blink.
Yeah, compare it to last game. My goodness.
I'm actually shocked that he got so fast. He has 0 deaths.
Last game, he's playing. Last game we had a 25-minute blink. This game, 14.5.
With arcane boots on the offlane, that's mid lane farm.
And it was last game was a 1v1. This game it's a 2v1, and he gets it even faster. Great play from him.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't even know he was farming
I think it's because they pushed the tower so early, and there was a lot more experience.
They gave him some space mid, I guess, but man, it's so important. Like he has a blink RP. This tower is actually getting hard to defend, but instead of defending, LGD is just stalling while Sylar pushes, which is the correct choice, I think, against a blink meg.
Yeah, Sylar's he continues to push this top lane, and well, it's going to draw Armageddon first departure back, and that's where they immediately look to go in mid. They're going to go right now. Disruption, Purge, Soul Catcher. It's all thrown out. A blink RP only catches Yao. Oh, that's not going to cut it. Now the boat to turn this around. Hana roared and then brought low. Can they finish him off? It looks like they will. Able to secure the kill. That Visage doing work. Now Yao on the chase. He's got an X. He's got a Torrent. He hasn't leveled the X, so it's a guaranteed combo. If he can find it, Lubby jukes through the trees. Yao runs north. The birds scout him out. This is not looking good for my good friend Gandalf. Now able to dodge the Torrent. The bird stomps aren't there. They're cooling down for the time being. Poisson going the other way, tries to find Miracle. Can't get him yet, but he will manage to find the Shadow Demon, who really overextended, tried to force the issue, will be backing off now. And now they go straight onto Sylar. There's no RP. I don't think they can kill him off.
That looked good, but the entire time, Sylar was just farming. That was a long team fight that Sylar just farmed through.
This is so different from the Miracle Anti-Mage last game. Such a fast Battle Fury, creating a lot of space for his team. Sure, you invest a little bit in your Anti-Mage early on. Magnus has a better time, but it's going to be paid back in spades now to the rest of the team. They're going to have so much more space.
They just found
on the
the
map.
Ancient stack with the birds too. So Anti-Mage will probably... it's sort of hard to kill as Anti-Mage actually.
Yeah, this early. He doesn't have Tranquil Boots. He's already low on HP.
Yeah.
No Vlad, so I think he'll wait for that for later to do that.
But they can definitely do as a team. They have Kunkka, they have Anti-Mage, 2 Splash Heroes.
They have a double damage Kunkka, so they should be good. And he's going for Shadow Blade, and he's going to have it quite soon at that. This is a very fat Kunkka.
He really is. And
considering he was dual lane mid, you don't expect this much, to be honest.
I
Oh, yeah, it's going to go in now. He's going to start with the X, the Torrent, the Boat. He catches out only the Nyx. Then the birds come through. They disrupt one while they finish off the other. Roar was tossed in. Not a very good roar by Xiao 8. That was definitely a hero that was already going to die. Now Hana on the run. Blade Furies tries to escape. Poisson waiting for a blink. He doesn't have it, but he blinks skewers, and he will catch out Yao. He didn't have the RP is what I meant to say. Yao coming back in. Should be going out. There's your Shockwave. Not enough to finish the kill. Sylar has actually joined the fight very early. I feel maybe better off to split pushing that top lane, but it looks like he'll go back to do that.
I think
now.
Sylar sort of thought they're going to commit on that Kunkka there.
And I think First Departure would have committed a lot more if they had RP.
Yeah.
Now they do. And he's smoked, and he's going to wrap around. This is good, decisive play from First Departure. DD will be caught out. There's your poison. He scouts it. Now he disrupts him and gets away. Oh, man. The map awareness. Did I mention this guy had decided to retire like a month ago? Because he sure doesn't look like it.
That was a smart play by the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, like, imagine what he's back in for.
Did I actually see that Meg with the Sentry there? No, that was... they might have saw the Meg with the Sentry.
I'm buying into your ideology, AUI. Oh, no, not anymore. The birds are going to go down. Things that kill birds in the house. Scripted. Now a Blink RP. There you go. Catches out. Again, just the Visage, actually. I thought it was 2, but it was just the birds. Now Xiao 8 on the run. Call down doing work. On the run is going to be Poisson. Sylar jumps in. He's been left unchecked through this fight. He wants more. Soul Assumption as well. Looking at Hana. He's going to blink forward. He tries to kill him off. Yao found a kill in the back end of this fight. Sylar continues to give chase while this is happening. Blinks forward into the trees. No Mana Void. The bird stomps are there. Stuns 2 with both birds twice in a row. Down they'll go. 4 heroes dead. Call it Annihilation. LGD showing that Visage, maybe he's OP. Those birds basically mini AoE stun.
I love Visage.
So well played. That's more than you can ever expect from your Visage.
The thing is, he's like a hero with such a high skill cap. If you can match with Flank with the birds, I think you can expect a 2 or 3 man stun from the birds every single time. They dodge a lot of spells, and they're quite quick. I don't know. I really wish that hero would get picked a bit more.
They're a little bit vulnerable to, like you mentioned, just physical damage and a lot of AoE spells.
They really are.
And they cannot end up just being giant money bags for the enemy team.
If you run them in and you just go for the stuns, you don't get greedy, they probably shouldn't die. But sometimes it's hard. If you fall behind on that hero, it's pretty hard to
It's the one hero you never want on your team in a pub game, because in a pub game, they're literally just feeding 200 gold to the enemy team every time the birds are up.
Visage is my favorite pub hero to play, though.
Well, maybe in your capable hands, but not in the average pub players, that's for sure.
And did they have a gem? They got a gem. See, it's so smart. They're ahead, they get a gem, they locked on the map, they push the tier 2s. Usually they take Roshan after, but they just took him.
I kind of want to say, oh, here's Yao leading the way, and Armageddon and First Departure, they do not have a gem. Yao actually going to back off for the time being. That shiny Shadow Blade is picked up. I mean, I kind of feel like they could just take their hands off the keyboard and press the autopilot button, because it's the same script and the same story every time that LGD is winning games.
Look at those birds scouting. Oh,
Hawks and birds all on the move. They're going to double stun scripted simultaneously. Hana backs off. The tier 1 does take some chip damage, doesn't go down just yet. Shadow Blade is online. What can they do with it? That's the question. Scripted comes in, the birds lurking and just spotting everything
Don't
out.
have Vendetta anymore. The smoke broke on the Meg.
There is a blink RP, but yeah, with the birds and the Hawk, I mean, good luck sneaking up on them.
They had vision of him with Shadow Poison too.
I love how they've been smoking him. They did it in the last fight, made a big difference, and
no birds.
Miracle's getting rich. I'm telling you, giant money bags. I don't know.
The trees. Put it over the trees.
Oh, easier said than done. Xiao 8, he's got Roar. Do they look to defend? There is an RP to worry about. On the backside, it's Lubby. What a bold ward. I can't believe he went for that. Just confident that the Blink RP would be there to follow up. But he literally just walked right into Yao and DDC and then scooted on out of there. Now they're going to come in with Miracle. DDC, oh boy, this looks bad. A Blink, a skewer drags him back into the Imba Centaur, and then they're going to kill another set of birds. That's 400 gold. That's big trouble to be giving that away.
He had time to drop them all, just in.
Yeah.
Basage still so good. And I really like what Salar did here. He picked up a Vlad's, and I think that's because while they can sort of fight 5v5, they have a Beastmaster, they have the Hawk, they have the Roar, they have a Kunkka, really good team fight. I think if they play it out, they're sort of confident that they'll win 100% in the long run. So the Vlad's just means that he can just split push even harder, and it's honestly not that bad for team fights either.
Well, for the time being, that's a lot of gold going the way of First Departure. They're still trailing by 10,000 gold, 14,000, but I feel like they're starting to get a little bit of momentum. They'll work on the tier 1 mid now. Hana is purged, the Roar thrown out on Pulsong, so he can't blink it in RP. Xiaoweit's able to catch him out, but he gets away with the haster and he skewers to the low ground. The Mana Void ain't enough. Sylar will be forced back, and when it's all said and done, he gets away, and he gets away with only 40 HP. What a play.
That's 2 ultis on the Mag that got away. That's basically like a kill.
The Mag that got away. It sounds like a very sad love song. And Sylar, like you said, went for the Vlads. It's going to be able to farm the Ancients freely now and also just be more aggressive farming the enemy jungle.
He needs to be on energy treads though. That's the only thing. But well, I guess it doesn't matter too much.
He's gotten a decent amount of stats as well. Only sitting on 7, 8, 10 skill points. So quite a few points in stats, which means he's still pretty survivable even if he does switch to the Agi treads. So right now, Miracle Shadowblade, if you're First Departure, what's your game plan? Because this, I still feel like they're just way too far behind to deal with this anti-mage.
I feel like they have to sort of, they have to try to pick off the anti-mage, but he has an Aegis, and the only way to initiate on him is Blink RP or just a stun of Vendetta. And on paper, it's like, oh, you have 2 ways, but wasting a Blink RP on an Aegis target is just asking to get wiped in a team fight. And Nyx, sure, but it's hard for Nyx to rotate with the anti-mage. He's so mobile right now. He has a max blink. He's just going to run around the map.
Hana's going to lead the way mid and look to work on the creep wave. They're going to try and chop it down. They have an RP, a blink available as well, but Shadow Poison could disable that. Are they going to be able to prevent him from getting it off? Poisson lumbers in, dodges from the one Shadow Poison, but eats a Purge. Now an X, a Torrent, and he already used his blink. He's going to get pulled back into a boat and a whole world of pain. Yao brings him down very fast at that. Hana on the run as well. Can he get out of here? He's hoofing it through the trees, but another blink from Sylar. The birds give chase as well. Where's your Grave Chill? Where's your Torrent? Waiting for the Blade Fury to cool down. Are they going to go? The Torrent's not going to connect. Looks like they will back off in the end. Vendetta was wasted as well. When it's all said and done, without the Magnus RP, this team just has no shot in the fights.
The Kunkka's actually leaving his X at level 2.
Yeah, I like it. It's just there's no need to level it up in like 95% of cases, I would say.
I mean, it's sort of nice just because of the range. If they can catch out that Meg, because you have, Roar
from Xiaowei, finds one at the base. Lubby gets picked off quickly. And with no Keeper of Light, can they defend? This is going to be tough.
They still have the RP, they have Shockwave spam, they have a Nyx spam, they have Gyro ulti.
Sylar's Manta style, if he finds another kill, which he might be able to, no, they'll back off.
Sylar is
Aegis is going to run out soon.
Absurdly farmed compared to everyone else.
Double birds deployed just to slow down First Departure. Now, want to farm those birds. They're camping them out. They want their gold. This is going to be their third set of birds, I do believe, and it doesn't even matter. It's like the gold doesn't even show. You look at the gold graph, where is that 600 gold? It's just irrelevant right now, and overall, LGD just too effective at controlling the map and getting more out of it. Just more efficient play across the board.
2 masts on this brigantine.
AUI, I'm not sure what they do. It feels very hard to come back to from this.
You get a Rapier on Gyro. I mean,
it's true. It's always possible. He does have a Demon Edge, but is he actually going to live to use this with no BKB, no lifesteal, and no evasion? I feel the anti-mage just does more without a Rapier.
I feel like you sort of have to go Rapier and Gyro at this point.
And just hope for LGD to overextend.
Yeah, when your 1 is mashing their 2 in farm, and their 1 has, what, like triple your second farmer, you have to do something.
You're in dire straits. LGD are feeling very confident. They're going to smoke up and head bottom. And of course, they always have those 2 extra anti-mages at their disposal to siege the base. They have Inner Beast as well, 2 points in that. So, don't be fooled. This ain't just a normal anti-mage. He's got a little bit of extra cushion for the push-in, and they're going to push in.
Something that I never mentioned today, actually, is that if the Radiant or Dire get the tower kill, you actually get more gold on hold for your team. It's like 50 or 100. It's not that much, but...
Or you get more gold for Sylar, and Sylar says, I like that one a little better.
That one's good, but like I'm just saying, like a support probably shouldn't be taking towers, because not only is the gold going to support, but your team gets more gold if you don't get it.
Dire's top tower is
Well, can Miracle farm he's actually not too far off from a Divine Rapier, so maybe we'll see it.
And
there's
I think
still that very thin ray of hope.
LGD's gonna take top, farm it out a bit, get Aegis before breaking base. They're a team that likes to
and they'll have heart by then too.
And they'll have heart.
It heals like the salt sea air.
I mean, it's like you said, it's a formula that works, and it certainly works for them and their style.
I think he is going for Rapier. I don't know for sure. The only problem
maybe
is
he's biding his time and he'll decide later.
Even if he gets
really
a Rapier,
has to.
even if he gets a Rapier though, they have a Beastmaster. Like they have a Shadow Demon. They have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No BKB, and I mean, so just the magic damage alone from a soul assumption might take away half his health.
Pretty much.
And let alone just being roared and auto-attacked by Anti-Mage and taking the mana burn damage.
It's such a hard situation to play from.
LGD are grouping up top. They are confident, and they're poised to take a Tier 2 top. If they win this game, they will be your first team out of Group A as the 1 seed. That wouldn't be a surprise. We've already had a surprise today with Rattlesnake getting knocked down by First Departure to the lower bracket. Will First Departure join them, or will they force a Game 3? Right now, it doesn't feel like they will, but you never know. Anything could happen when there's a Divine Rapier gyro involved. If it comes to pass, we'll hold our breath and we'll wait. The thing that, you mentioned breaking the base. AUI, this is the item to do it with. An Aghanims on the Beastmaster on top of the gem, and the Aghanims is about to come out. Talk about a perfect item to initiate.
That Meg, even though he has a Blink Dagger, it's actually going to be pretty hard to initiate. The Hawk is just so strong. He's going to have to basically waste a solo smoke in order to initiate, and it's so hard because right now I don't even think did they even have a smoke? Okay, there's a smoke on the Kato, but after that they have no smoke for 5 minutes, and then you don't want to waste it on a solo smoke. You need to get something out of every single smoke you use when you're behind.
The other problem is all the smokes are going to be so obvious because LGD can really push these lanes hard with the amount of farm they have and just the level of advantage. They're confident to push them, and they're fast at doing it. With a Beastmaster, the birds, or the familiars, and then an Anti-Mage who's working towards a pretty quick Butterfly. 30 minutes, we're going to be seeing a Butterfly, a Vlad's, a Battle Fury, Treads. That might be too much, but, I mean, you mentioned smokes. Can they actually get off a decent smoke that's not blatantly obvious?
The smoke sort of has to be like you flank them while they're pushing.
Yeah.
It can't be like a 5-man, you pick someone off. It's like a smoke into a team fight, I feel. They might be able to like, oh, you show 3 people on the map, you get 2 people to pick someone off, but it's so risky because if those 2 people, like any 2 people right now, they run into Anti-Mage, Anti-Mage solos them, and then you just feel bad. So
he might solo their whole team. He's very close to a Butterfly. Sylar
really
will blink towards that side shot.
I hope he gets an Abyssal Blade after this, not a heart too. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
And Gyro bought an item. It's a Rapier. And they smoke right when he gets a Rapier.
This is like the least exciting Rapier come ever because we've seen it coming for like 5 minutes.
This is really good timing. If they can kill this Roshan with the Rapier, they win this team fight. They can actually come back into this game.
Yeah, can they win the team fight? That's the question. Can Paulson get off a decent RP?
If he gets a RP, like...
Scripter will be the first one in, and it's going to be DD who starts it with the disruption. Now they're forced back. They're not able to go into the pit. Roche is dropping fast. Sylar's committing to this.
Oh, no.
They're going to back off. Oh, you have a Rapier.
You have
RP. Are they going to fight now? This is not looking so good. They're going to X-Lobby. They pull him back into a torrent. Now the boat. No, waiting for the boat. Actually, the birds get blown up, so able to get out of there. At least they don't die, but they just gave up an Aegis to Sylar. And
that was their chance.
This is your Butterfly. This is...
Like now the Rapier damage, it's like Butterfly 35% evasion is plus 50% EHP. Like the Rapier doesn't even matter that much to the Anti-Mage anymore. It still matters, it's still a Rapier, but if they're taking that fight, I feel like that was their best chance. Like when you're behind, you have to take a risk in order to catch up. That's sort of just how it goes. You can't just sit back and wait because you're gonna die a slow, long death. This way, at least like they have a chance, right? Like, okay, they farm it out. Maybe Garo gets like 3 rakes or something. They have like a 0.1% chance to win or something. Like there, I think I would give them like 30% to win that fight.
It seemed like LGD was too spread to give them 30%. They had Shadow Demon up on the hill. They had Anti-Mage, the only hero actually in the pit. How are you going to find a good RP against that? I mean, I agree. They definitely had a shot to win it.
They needed like a 2-man RP. That's all. Because the Shadow Demon and the Visage are going to die just to the Gyro Flak. So you need to hit Beastmaster +1. As long as the Beastmaster can't roar the Gyro, they're actually not in that bad a position. But roaring a Beastmaster and Anti-Mage together, which would be the ideal, is
now they're trying to push. They're trying to push with the Divine and Miracles in the front. He's going to get X'd and then thrown up by the boat. The boat's going to hit Roar as well, but they're not focusing him. It doesn't even matter. Visage is going to finish him. Who takes the Divine? I think it should be Sylar, but who actually grabbed it? Didn't see there. It is Yao. Oh, God. Here come your Kunkka Cleaves. Here comes some big plays. Immediate GG. They tap out. First departure, a great showing earlier versus Rattlesnakes. Just didn't have it versus LGD. They will be dropping down to the losers bracket, and LGD will be the 1 seed advancing on our first day out of Group A. Well, LGD just got to play their game.
Yeah, that game is... It's just a no-play, pretty much.
It sounded like a book report where you have just like a template to fill out. It's like, win the lanes, get Sylar farming, get him to a point where he can push too quickly, then you get the lanes pushed out, you get the wards up, you destroy their towers, you buy a gem, you eliminate all their map control, you scout with the Hawk, you scout with the Visage familiars, you occasionally find kills, you starve them, you take a Roche, you take the tier 2s if they're not already dead, you threaten a tier 3, you take the next Roche, you win the game. It feels just like a formula.
That was textbook Dota.
So when you're up against that, I mean, we look at First Departure, had a good showing earlier. They're going to be dropping down to the losers bracket. There's Dreams waiting there. There's also Rattlesnake. Do you think they have what it takes to come out of the lower bracket?
I mean, they've already beaten one of those teams before.
And you saw Dreams earlier, a little bit unorthodox. They came closer than anyone today to actually taking a game off of LGD. Do you think they have a shot, or do you only see really First Departure and Rattlesnake sort of in contention here?
I think that even though First Departure beat Rattlesnake in that first phase, I think Rattlesnake still has the best chance of moving on. I think Dreams played better than First Departure in these.
They seem like they matched up better against LGD. Like they're a little, I don't know, a little more confident, hard to predict.
It felt like LGD played worse against Dreams. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't Dreams making them play worse.
Dreams has this kind of like chaotic, I would almost say, I wouldn't quite call it Russian Dota, but it sort of feels like it, you know, or like you see like Empire when they had their dominant 5-man roster for a long time with Funnick, Goblik, Silent, and so forth and so on. And it kind of feels like that, where they, I won't say they're as good, but they have that same style, where they just kind of throw you out of your comfort zone.
You have a different style. It throws teams off.
LGD likes an orderly game, and frankly, it's just a bad matchup for First Departure because they almost always give orderly games unless they get the Wisp. At least that's what we've seen. And they didn't get the Wisp.
Just go band up.
Orderly game. LGD just plays better. Well, that's our analysis, guys. I'm LD. He's AUI. Let's throw it over to the desk. This was our final match of the day. We'll have more coming up, but Gods, Blitz, your thoughts?
Well, it concludes things for today, and it was a pretty standard, another straightforward game for LGD. It really sort of, ever since that first game where Dreams challenged them, it's been pretty smooth sailing for them, as most people would have expected here in Group A. The big surprise has been, as mentioned, Rattlesnake dropping down to the loser bracket in their first match, where they did lose to First Departure. But as for that game, it was just a solid overall performance from LGD. Anything stand out for you, really?
Yao's play as Kunkka was absolutely phenomenal. He actually, even before the Torrent setups, he was hitting Torrents by himself, no problem. He always got a decent boat off. And then from there, he created so much space for Sylar to just farm his anti-mage. Because with the good thing about Kunkka is with the boat, you can always take a fight like on uneven terms, even 4v5. And if it was an even trade at that point, 4v5, anti-mage is farming the entire time. So it's not actually that even.
Yeah, and I definitely agree that they were kind of onto a good point there about how Dreams did seem to match up a bit better against LGD. First Departure just... They caused the upset against Rattlesnake, but I don't feel like they played worse against LGD. I just feel like LGD, the way they matched up, the way just LGD themselves played sort of up their game as well. It was just two different teams.
Yeah, I actually think First Departure played a little better in the series against LGD. I thought they showed a pretty good, solid game. but they played pretty conventionally, and against LGD, they're just going to do it a little better than you.
Yeah, I think that's what LGD did fantastic with the draft, is they didn't allow First Departure to go for something that could catch him by surprise. The Wisp pick, any of those sort of unusual fringe things. They said, well, we're going to make you beat us by playing standard style of play with the Mag, with the Anti-Mage, whatever it may be. And as you said, you can't beat LGD at that game.
Yeah. The thing I liked actually most about LGD this entire day was they were actually phenomenal about keeping their towers alive and then counter pressuring as much as they possibly could. They just didn't give up anything for free. So great performance by them today.
Well, LGD move on. They have now qualified for the playoffs. They do not have to play until the 28th of May, which is more than a week away from now. Well, not in no more matches here in the East Qualifier. They'll be playing some other tournaments, the G1 League LAN finals on the weekend. But as far as Group A is concerned, let's take a quick look at the updated brackets, see how things are now shaping up. Winner bracket's essentially over. LGD, they've qualified for the playoffs, but now we have tomorrow's loser bracket matches. Our first one is going to be Dreams versus Rattlesnake, and then following that, the winner of that's going to go up against First Departure. The one team we've talked about, the Chinese team's being the favourite to Rattlesnake. But to me, they've got to go through Dreams, a very unpredictable team, and then First Departure, another very unpredictable team. It's got to be tough.
Yeah, this is actually a really competitive group. Everyone acquitted themselves well today, so I'd imagine that that's actually just going to be a scrap.
Yeah. As far as you guys, LD, AUI, looking at tomorrow's matches, do you see Rattlesnake as far as, I mean, put them up against either of the two teams, I'd count them as favorites, but as far as escaping this group in second, I feel beating both those teams is maybe not even higher than 50%.
The group's definitely wide open. I don't think we can look at it and say this team is clearly going to advance, but I do feel like Rattlesnake has the best chance. Despite the fact that they lost the First Departure today, they have time to look at how the games went. They're not going to give Wisp away again. I think they'll play a little bit more discipline. We noticed there were some sort of item selections. They didn't get enough damage. I think that was their big problem in Game 2 when they had multiple BKBs, were ahead very early, then threw away an advantage. I don't really see that happening again tomorrow. I think this team's going to go through the game footage, basically sit down and say, this is what we need to correct. And I think there's no way Dreams can deal with them. And then the First Departure match, I think it'll be closer, but in the end, I see Rattlesnake still prevailing and the top two Chinese teams coming out of the group.
Yeah, I mean, well, Dreams has surprised us once.
That's true. They definitely could.
First Departure has also surprised us.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't put money on it.
I would.
Don't put your money on it. You can put your heart on it. You can believe. But keep your wallet in your pocket. I actually have Dreams. I want them to win, but we'll see.
There we go. For you guys who will be tuning in tomorrow, hopefully everyone who's tuning in right now, we do have a slightly different schedule. We'll be starting at a different time. We can take a quick look at that now. We only have 2 best of 3s because it's the loser bracket, which means we're starting a bit later. We all get to have some good, well-earned rest. We're starting at 3 a.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time, which is, I believe, 6 p.m. Singapore time.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Singapore time,
Yep.
12 p.m. Central European Summer Time.
LD's on that time zone conversions.
That's all I'm good for right now.
What time is Australian Standard Time?
Who cares?
I
love you Aussies, but
Australia's
I don't care
like
about your time
our
zones.
number 6 demographic, man. We gotta care.
Just convert from SGT. Come on. I know you all know it. Stop being stubborn. Shame on you. Oh, the camera's not on me, but I'm wagging my finger at you anyway.
There we go. Carlos, anyways, any final thoughts, LD, AUI, about today's action? What's coming tomorrow?
For me, the most exciting series was the first one. First Departure versus Rattlesnake. I was just blown away by Miracle's Wisp play. I mean, I saw some people saying, oh, he's not as good as Funnick. Come on. We're comparing him to Funnick, arguably the best Wisp player in the world. Certainly one of the best, up there with No Tail as well. And if he's even in the conversation for a few seconds, that means he put on a hell of a show. That was the highlight for me. I felt the other games, Dreams probably should have won that first game versus LGD. I still don't think they would have taken the series. They could have made things more interesting, but it's a good group. LGD, the obvious team to advance out of it. Tomorrow, I think it's just going to be Rattlesnake, but I'd love to be proven wrong.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just the level of Dota has been so high that I'm just excited to see in the next round when you have the top 4 teams from this qualifier going in. Like, that's going to be scary, actually.
You're like that kid in class who's just like absorbing all the knowledge, and the teacher's, I like you. I'm going to teach you more. You get extra lessons, so, well. We've been learning a lot. Hopefully we'll learn more tomorrow.
I felt like the kid who got promised to go to the ice cream store today, but didn't get to go, and I was disappointed, but turns out we're going to get to the candy store instead, because I wanted my LGD versus Rattlesnake match. I really wanted my LGD versus Rattlesnake match. I didn't get it, but what we got was something special, something awesome. Miracle's Wisp, I wouldn't trade that game for anything. That has got to be some of the most best plays of the month, of the year so far, maybe. It was just amazing.
He put on a show, but you got to look at it like this. First Departure can't be thinking about that anymore. They are in the losers bracket. They have not gotten out of this group yet. You got to forget about that. You have one match to prepare for. It's either going to be Dreams or Rattlesnake. You watch the matches tomorrow like a hawk. You do a little preparation in advance. You get rested. You get your minds right. And you come back ready to win, because it doesn't matter how good you looked yesterday. Rattlesnake and Dreams are both fully capable of surprising and knocking off First Departure, even though they got to the winner bracket finals.
For sure.
Any final thoughts for today, Will?
I'm good. Just ready to go to sleep like everybody else, I assume.
Well, I've got some VOD editing. I saw some Reddit posts saying, why aren't there updates in my thread? But
yeah, we'll have VODs for you guys, and I know there's some feedback in general on technical stuff with the stream, audio. We're working things out, so any feedback that you do have, you could just email us. Try to be constructive. bts@beyondthesummit.tv. We'll do everything in our power to get things as good as possible for tomorrow. Thank you all for bearing with us on day one. I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far, but yeah, don't be worried. Don't be shy. If you have constructive feedback, send it our way. Minimal flames. Keep it to a dull roar if possible. But if you have to flame, well, go Kappa. Why not?
Yeah. And as some of you may have not realized, we actually have a website now set up similar to the GD Studio, you may notice, because it was basically designed by the GD Studio. Big thanks to those guys for helping us put together. It is qualifiers.beyondthesummit.tv. It's all geared for the Eastern teams, apart from some dodgy stats, which we butchered. But apart from that, it's all good.
Thanks, Bruno. Yeah, some of the stats are baloney because there's not really many good stats on these teams, but we are working on a stat solution. Sam, I'm putting you on the spot, but he's our amazing developer, sort of the wizard behind all the overlays and graphics and stuff like that. Might not be ready for tomorrow, but hopefully we'll be ready later on. We have 10 days. Hope to get it out as soon as possible. If we can, then we will have some more interesting stats. But in the meantime, we'll use what we got.
Yep. Well, I think that pretty much concludes everything for today, guys. A huge thanks to everyone who's helped us get to where we are now. As you can see, brand new studio. We love it. Hope you guys love it as well. And this wouldn't have all been possible without all of you guys, the community who support us. Kickstarter, even before the Kickstarter, just viewed in, help Beyond the Summit grow. Can't even speak anymore. But
that's a 24 karat gold Aegis on the wall. I'm just saying. That's money well spent.
I'll take that esports money. and then them hexagons. But
yeah, those were more expensive.
Guys, I think that's a wrap. I don't have much else to say.
Get out of here. Go get some sleep. Guys, thank you for tuning in. That's going to wrap it up for today. We will come back tomorrow at 3 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That's 12 p.m. CEST or 6 p.m. SGT. We hope to see you all then, when we will wrap up Group A and see who's going to make it out as our second team. Right now, Rattlesnake, Dreams, as well as First Departure, duking it out. Tomorrow, only one of those teams will be left standing. We'll see you then.